Hello, this is Dilyan from gsmExchange, broadcasting live from CTIA 2013. I'm here in the booth of company Worldwide Mobile Trading USA with Mr. Chet Arora. How are you, Mr. Chet?
How are you? Good. Very good.
Very good. That's always a good start.
Yeah.
Absolutely. How do you find the experience exhibiting with our pavilion, the tradeZone?
It's usual as good as it is. Very good.
That means very good, is it?
Very good. That's right. Always been a pleasure.
Okay, likewise. Thank you for the kind words. What is the mix of companies that you meet? New against all the old ones that you know? Do you meet new companies?
Yeah, every year, we meet new companies plus our old customers, It's a good platform to exchange, to sit with each other, to get time, to spend with each other,
To strengthen the ties.
That's right. Absolutely right.
Important in this industry.
That's right. Absolutely right.
You've been in business for a long time. A lot of companies you know and they know you, but just for the very few ones that they don't know you, just share with us, when did you start? What exactly do you do? Just present your company.
Our company is like, basically we are dealing with a lot of Middle East countries, Dubai, Singapore, Hong Kong, and we do a lot of Apple products, Blackberries, and we have an office in Miami too, so importing the Samsungs, exporting out, vice versa.
When did the magic started? When you were established?
9 years back.
9 years back, okay. That's a long time in cell phone business terms.
That's right, that's right.
What prompted you to move into cell phones? Was that your original business idea, or it was a gradual kind of?
It just was a need of the hour, the industry was moving towards electronic products.
It was a niche.
That's right. That's the reason, we moved towards it. Plus, it was a growing industry, so that's what made us move towards this.
I believe it's still growing. It's much harder now, but it's still growing.
Yeah, right now it's like too much competitive industry right now. But again, if you have good customers, good vendors, and you know how to move in the market, it's fine. That's right.
You mentioned earlier that you export a lot of Middle Eastern countries. Would that be your main selling market too?
That's our main selling market too. Absolutely.
Always been,
right.
Or lately?
Lately.
You mentioned about the brands, but what would be your bread and butter, your strength in terms of brands? What's your strongest brand?
We're doing major in Apple, Blackberries, and Samsung. That's right.
Is that carrier stock, OEM?
OEM, more of the OEM.
I've been asking, and a lot of companies been sharing with me that carrier stock is not as what it used to be in US, because US was always known about the good carrier stock, AT&T, Verizon. Do you think that's a dying trade, or?
It's almost a dying trade, reason being carriers have gone too smart. Now the OEM is much more compatible and more cheaper as compared to carrier stock. So, that's one of
That's complicated.
Less, absolutely right. Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
What if I was to ask you, in year 2013, what was your biggest challenge trading-wise? What would that be?
Biggest challenge trading-wise, the margin really dropped down, and a lot of competition in the market. But again, it's your experience, your goodwill, and your relationship what counted a lot.
In times like this, relationship is what?
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Your goodwill of the company, your relationship, and the way you handle your business. That's what matters a lot now.
That's what makes you a good company.
That's right. Absolutely right.
I agree with you. And what do you think is driving the margins so low? Will that be the currency fluctuations, the sharp changes in demand supply, or unavailability of stock? What would be the major, or combination of all of them?
It's more or less the combination of all, and a lot of currency fluctuation too, especially euro going down. That really affected the US market for exports. And plus, it's demand and supply too. Sometimes demand is there, but the supply is too less, and sometimes the supply is goes too much, and the demand is less, and that what affects the product a lot.
It happens a lot this year. I've seen that happening a lot. To be honest, it's the demand is there for Samsung high-end models. Obviously, the S3, S4, but the prices are not right. So the demand is always there, but nobody's buying because a big discrepancy between the demand price and the offered price.
See, the problem is what I feel personally, when the margins are insane, when there's too much of fluctuation of prices, that's not a healthy market. Now, if you look at it in the transit itself, people lose $50, $60 a phone, and that scares the shit out of you, in importing or even in exporting. I'm buying a same product which is $780. By the time it lands to me, it's like $740. It's already that's what happened with Samsung a lot.
The life cycle is shorter.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. That's one of the major problems.
I always had the feeling, and correct me if I'm wrong, I would love to hear your take on it, that back in the days, let's say 5-6 years back, there was let's say 6, 7 convertible brands who are in high demand, like Motorola, LG, Sony Ericsson. Each of them had a portfolio of 10 to 15 successful models, be it low-end feature phones at the time, mid-end, high-end. And there was a lot more choice, it was a lot more diverse. And nowadays everybody's after the same brands, the same products. Do you think that does affect the whole business?
Absolutely right.
You cannot balance your portfolio basically.
The problem is, like, see, only few products are moving. Like major market gainers are Samsung and Apple. They're the ones basically controlling the whole market. BlackBerry, you know, the people had a lot of expectations from the Z10 and the Q10, but unfortunately, like, it's not, nothing is wrong with the product. But again, the way the prices fluctuated, you know, it started like more than $950, the Z10, and you know, it's not even like a month and a half. The product is almost $500. That's a huge difference. And another thing which I think so, it's going to be a big revolution, what I hear, but I'm not sure, like, you know, the BBM is going to be working on the iOS platform and even on the Androids.
That will be the end of it, I think.
That will be the end of the BlackBerry. The major reason why everybody carries the BlackBerry is because of the BBM.
But one very unique selling point.
Absolutely right. And what I think RIM is focusing more towards the software, you know, like, and if they come out with that, you know, BlackBerry as a hardware is gone. I really don't see. Yeah,
it's going to be a struggle for them either way. I heard a couple of companies shared to me, and from what I've seen and know is that actually a lot of that they didn't market it very well as well. A lot of the carriers didn't put enough marketing into promoting those phones, especially in US.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. You're right. You know, it has to be the right way in both the ways. You know, the problem is the marketing strategy. What I feel is not right at all.
It wasn't supported properly to start.
Supported properly. You know, like if people start losing money, like $100 a piece, $150 a piece, you lose the confidence in the product. That's one of the major problems with them.
Understood. We know each other for a long time. You've been using gsmExchange for a long time too, and it would be very valuable to hear your feedback. What feature or service on gsmExchange proved to be the most valuable in your day-to-day trading or overall trading? What was
gsmExchange is a very good platform, you know. It's good and bad in one part, and you know, like, it's everything has pros and cons. That's what I feel. One thing what I feel good about gsmExchange is, you know, the networking part is really good, which brought everybody closer to each other. You know who's the right buyers, who are the right sellers. That's a good part of it. But on top of it, sometimes, you know, like, it kills the wholesale market too. Like, you know, when I'm exporting 1,000 pieces or I'm importing 1,000 pieces, unfortunately sometimes what happens, there are people who just needs 30, 40 pieces, you know. They come to know about the price target and range, and that shrinks the market a lot too. So I think so personally, like, you know, what I recommend to gsmExchange too, when you make members and everything, you should categorize them, you know, like big wholesalers or semi-wholesalers or something like that. This way, you know, the market is protected and the pricing fluctuation and wars are not that much.
I see your point. I would agree to a certain extent that what happened was that the quantities has changed. You know, the very expensive smartphones actually drove the quantities down. That pushed us in a good way. We have a separate platform which is called PhoneLot, which caters for small wholesalers and online retailers and retailers in general. So this is the niche that we're filling. So I understand what you're trying to say, and I appreciate your feedback. This is unfortunately part of being open. You have to. These are the birth pains, you know. You have to have them. That's what makes us work smart and hard as well. I appreciate your feedback. Thank you very much. Thank you for being with us as an exhibitor.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you, Mr. Chet. This was Dilyan from GSM Exchange TradeZone, CTIA Wireless 2013. Thank you very much.